Hey everybody, sPidA here, the Coming Soon podcast, of course, being joined by Troy of Terror Tours. And man, I was tongue tied trying to say that earlier. Terror Tours, man, that's a big one for me.
Right.
But man, I mean, of course, are you in Houston right now? Where are you at?
I'm actually in Dallas. I live east of Dallas. But yeah, we're going to be in Houston this year. So
Oh, okay. And the reason I'm asking is we did talk earlier, a few weeks back, and you did say you were moving, so I just wanted to clarify. But the tour itself is going to be in Houston.
yep.
Now, Terror Tours, how long have you guys been in business?
We have been doing this since 2016. We started in the Northwest. I used to live in Oregon, and we started doing Portland and Seattle back and forth. We would do like Portland on Friday night and Seattle on Saturday night, and then the following year we would swap them. We did that for about 3 years, and then we decided that that was not as good of a plan because not everybody wanted to go to both cities,
Right.
and so it was kind of hard selling tickets to both things. So we said, you know what, we're just going to do it in one city. So we started doing Seattle one year and then Portland the next. And then last year we decided to, since I knew I was moving down here and I had attended the convention down here and stuff like that, that I decided that we needed to go to Dallas and start. There's so many haunted houses in Texas that it was an easy spot. Plus, I knew I was moving down here. So,
Okay, no, and for sure, I'm gonna post this up just so that people that are joining on. I mean, of course, this is you guys. This is gonna be from this year, and
yep.
I want to point out. I mean, as far as sponsors, I mean, are you guys still looking for sponsors for the event?
Yes, we actually have a couple of spots left open. Kind of the way we do it is anybody can be a sponsor, and we have swag bags every year that have a bunch of things in them. One of the things we're doing this year is we've got tumblers. So we'll have there's a sponsor will be on one side of it, and then our logo will be on the other. Last year uh, we did like mugs, and so every year we try to change things up. We got key changes here, we've got coasters, we've got chocolate treasures is putting chocolate ears and toes into the bags for us.
Nice.
So you get that, so hopefully nobody is trying to trade those, like I want an extra toe.
There you
uh,
go.
but the other way we do it is every well, throughout the bags will be golden tickets, and that will be for the bigger prizes.
Right.
We've got a drill horn. We've got gel blaster stuff. We've got gift certificates to Fright Props. We're going to have some stuff for Mind Trap Creations, things like that. And so randomly throughout the bags will be one of these tickets. And while we're on the bus on one of the longer drives, which will probably be, it's going to be Saturday afternoon. We're going to do this. We're just going to run up and down the bus and say, "What did you get?" And so they hold up their ticket, and of course we film it so that the sponsors can see everybody.
Right.
And so we just hand them the prize right then on the bus, and they get to see it. And then everybody else on the bus that didn't get one gets to go, "Well, I want that." So we always tell our sponsors to give us some sort of info card, a postcard, a business card, something we can put it in every bag so they know where to
Right.
get the thing that they didn't win. And pretty much last year, every single person on the bus got a prize on top of the swag that was in there.
Nice.
And this year, we got a lot more companies that are giving us actual swag to put in every bag. So still, everybody's going to get a bunch of stuff. So that will obviously it's brand awareness for them, but it also gives you something. No other tour that is out there does this much prizes, and some of them don't even do anything like that.
Right.
So we just I don't even remember how it came up to do it. I think one year I was like, I think somebody suggested it to me, and they were like, "Can I give you something to give to the
Yeah.
people on the bus?" And I'm like, it just blew my mind. I was like, why didn't I think about that? I always assumed that I thought of everything, and then I have people come up to me and they're like, "What about this? What about this?" And I'm like, "That's a great idea." So um, we love having the sponsors because a bunch of them are my actual personal friends as well.
Right.
I buy stuff from them. I've known I've known a lot of their companies for a long time, and it's just a symbiotic relationship.
Right.
We've had many of our sponsors say, "Hey, we've sponsored this, and this, and really not got anything back. You put posts up, you sell, you market our sales, you tell people where we're going to be at conventions and stuff, and we've got residual sales from it." And I want to hear that the most, because that's the whole reason we're doing this. Yeah, sure, give away stuff to our people, but it's to help out these vendors, So
Yeah, you see, for sure, man. And of course, I forgot to put my sponsors. Talking about sponsors, man. I mean, of
yeah,
course, we all need them, but yeah, one of the things, the return on investment, ROI. I mean, a lot of businesses. I come from the combat sports aspect of the whole, business thing, and at the beginning, you're like, yeah, a lot of companies were paying money, a lot of money, and there was no return investment, so a lot of companies stopped doing that. So now it's more like, they go by sales, unless you're like a big name and you're selling, product, and yeah, they'll throw money at you. But it makes sense, man. I'm kind of glad you guys are doing that, because as a sponsor in the past myself to Advance and Fighters, man, it's like that's one of the things we want to see, is we want to see our product out there, our business, our company, and it just makes sense, man. And the fact that you guys are providing that, it's definitely a great thing. So, companies out there, of course, if they want a part of it, where can they go contact you guys at?
They can go on to terratours.rip. I got one of those killer RIP addresses, and slash sponsors. And right now we have, other than the golden ticket thing, so anybody can do that. If somebody wants to give away a mask, or they want to give away, a fog machine or something like that, we can do that. But we also have, we have the after party sponsor available. So after the bus drops us all off at the hotel, we usually get one of their conference rooms, and we play games. We play board games and group games, and we have pizza and drinks and stuff like that. We just hang out for the rest of the night until people want to go to bed. And so we have that available. And then I thought it would be kind of fun. Nobody's picked up on it yet, but to do, I found a company that does either skulls or zombie stress balls. And it's in the shape of a zombie, and so they can have their logo printed on the back of it, and it would go to everybody on the thing. And we could also open up another hotel sponsor spot, so you would get one of these cool banners in the hotel that would say your company name, and we would just put it up in the hotel somewhere as people walked in. So we have a longtime friend of mine who runs a haunted house in Arizona that sponsors the hotel every year. And so maybe the second banner won't be as tall as his,
Right. No, for sure, man. You see, one of the things that I'm a big fan of, whether it's a fight or an event or wherever I'm going, is I'm a sucker for memorabilia, man. Whether it's some stuff that people lay around, like a banner, people sometimes they're like, hey, you can have it. But would you guys consider doing a raffle on the banner, perhaps?
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah, yeah. We could we could basically make it like we could make it a golden ticket prize.
Yeah.
And so then, they would see the banner when they walk in the hotel, or or on, because we have a bus sponsor that their banner is on the front of the bus too. And so we would just put that as a golden ticket that you get to win that banner at the end, and that's probably the easiest way to do it. We've never actually thought about that idea about, normally we give, now the longtime bus sponsor actually has his banner now. I actually gave it to him so he could take it home. So that means I had to print up a new one, but yeah. So, yeah, when I send out a sponsorship kit, on like the main overriding thing is, let's just talk about an idea. And we've had vendors come up with different ideas of how they want to do something, not what we wanted, and I'm like, no, that's awesome. It's your name. It's your product. It's your service. I don't want to tell you how to do it. I'm just giving these ideas, and then we just go from there. So a lot of me and the vendors will just sit there and talk and, decide a different route that's, more unique. I'm all about being unique.
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, having gone to conventions, events, all these go out and get autographs and get photos, of course. But I mean, the tour itself, man, I mean, it's going to be a 2-day thing. So how does that work? I mean, do you pay for one day? Do you have the option of paying for both?
It's actually 3 days.
3 days. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So we do have a combo ticket that is all three nights, and that is $215, and that gets you VIP access to every single haunt on this cool banner right here. It gets you backstage experiences at some of them, different. Like at 13th floor, normally at haunted houses, you have to pay for that picture at the end. It's like $15 to get that picture. You get it for free, and you get to shoot zombies, and you get to go to the haunt. Purgatory, we're going backstage first, so you get to see their makeup room, how they build stuff, how they're running around trying to get the thing going that night, and see the people getting made up into costumes and stuff. And then we'll go back out to the front, get in the VIP line, and go through the haunt. Creepy Hollow, which was rated #1 in the country last year by Scare Factor. They're giving us basically VIP wristbands, and we're gonna walk in there, and I'm gonna say, "Have fun. Be back at the bus at 11 o'clock." So we're not gonna rush you around. We're not gonna tell you got to be back here at this time. We gotta, you can go through this, this, and this, and then you have to leave. No, they got food and games and live shows. They've got like snake charmers and fire shows and all kinds of stuff. 500 houses in there.
Wow.
And we're also doing the same thing with Phobia on Sunday. You get the same treatment. You just got to be let go. Terror Isle on Saturday, we're going to go there before Creepy Hollow, and they have escape rooms that are all like extreme pirate immersion stuff, and they change them over and use them for the haunted house. And so the weekend we're going to be there is the weekend he's changing them over. So we'll be able to do some backstage stuff. We're going to do some. He's going to have a tarot card reader. He's going to do all kinds of crazy stuff with us.
Nice.
And then we're going to go to dinner after that, and then go to Creepy Hollow for the rest of the night. So we pick up at a hotel. It's the Staybridge Suites next to the George Bush Airport.
Right.
And so people can either park there or they can stay at the hotel. We got killer hotel rates. And we pick up every day there. So you can park your car there and just get on the bus with us. And we do the whole rest of the night for you. And we get back at about 11:30. You can drink on the bus. Everybody has fun on there. We all talk about things. We talk about our experiences at the haunt, that we just left and stuff. And it gives people a lot of time to, we've had lots of friendships grow out of that bus.
Yeah.
People, because we have the general public on there, and then we also have what we're called as haunters. And so we have a lot of haunters from all over the country that come to this thing as well. And so if you're just the local, Houston person, you can come on that bus and learn from some of us, and and hear our experiences with haunted houses we've seen and things that we make at home and things like that. So it's just it's an extremely relaxed, social, good time.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, especially 3 days, man. That's how I was just like, wow, do you definitely have to take some time off from work, which isn't a bad thing. You
Yeah,
can get to go out there and enjoy this, man. So
right.
definitely cool. And I mean, of course, earlier, man, you mentioned that you guys were doing this before you moved to Texas. Where had you guys already been to Texas?
I had been there a couple of times prior to moving here, and we got really sick of living in Oregon, and the safety aspect of it and everything. And I got two kids that I got to provide for along with my wife, and I just couldn't give them a leg up there. And so we thought, you know what? We've been to Texas. We've learned a lot from it, did a lot of research, and we looked at the schools especially. And my kids are already thriving. They've been in school for a week, and they're already happier. They're more excited. It's safer here and everything. We live kind of in a rural part of outside Dallas, and we absolutely love it. Texas just felt right for so many reasons, Halloween and not Halloween.
Yeah. No, and for sure, man, because of course you guys had already been here. I mean, you guys already knew about the heat, right? I mean, up
Yes.
north, I mean, Dallas, they get snow up there. I mean,
Mhm.
here, San Antonio, we're central, so we get it like every once in a blue moon, and
Yeah.
not always during what was it, like winter. We get it sometimes during the summer, there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, of course, you guys weren't new to that, but I mean, right now, I mean, this temperature, we've been hitting like 105, 107 the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How have you guys been coping?
Well, our house is pretty brand new, so we got a really nice air conditioning system. I've never had central air before because in Oregon you don't really
Yeah.
need it that much. And so that's been nice. We do notice that nobody really goes outside. Like we haven't met hardly any of our neighbors yet because you go out in the morning, you walk your dog, you get your kids off to school, and then you go back inside.
Yeah.
And so, like, my friends keep making fun of me that I haven't met some of my neighbors, and I'm like, we don't go outside. Like, and it's 95 degrees still at 10 o'clock at night. So you're not just hanging out. But we actually, that was one of the reasons we actually wanted to move here, was we do like to be, in the sun more. We want to be outside more. I build a lot of my own Halloween props for my yard display, and I can't do that very much in Oregon because, you can only work so much in your garage. And if I'm cutting foam or something, you got to do that outside. And it would either be super cold or super rainy, and you can't let anything dry. And so I'm like, you know what? If I move there, I can make stuff more longer. We can hang out outside in October, November, December, not have to worry about rain on the Halloween stuff as much. I know we get thunderstorms here and we get rain
Right.
in October, but it's not the entire month like it is in like in Oregon. So a lot more, the sun's hotter, but you get to do a lot more for a lot longer. So
No, no, for sure, man. Because I mean, for me, I was a letter carrier, for 15 years, so I've worked outside for a lot of years.
yeah.
Now, like I'm a contract delivery driver, so I do that. Like, I try to do it early in the day, and then I
Mhm.
come home and I hide like everybody else, man. But
Mhm.
I don't like to say I'm used to the heat, but I already know what to expect. So mentally, I'm tough, when I'm out there, man. But it's been that hot that I'm just like, damn, like 12:30, 1 o'clock, I got to be here. If not, I'm at my part-time job indoors, which I'll take because it's been pretty bad, man. I mean, for somebody being from here in San Antonio, I mean, I know, people are out there working, from the city, and it's just like, man, stay hydrated for sure.
I'm watching the guys across the street because we live in a brand new subdivision. They built our house 5 years ago, but now they're finishing the rest of it. And I'm watching these guys out there, and I'm just like, man, I got to hand it to you. They're out there laying bricks and
Yeah.
putting up siding and the roof and stuff like that. I'm like, dang! And they're every day they're out there. They're busting their butts. So I really appreciate them, doing all that, and they're getting the houses up quick. So
Yeah. Yeah, for
it's
sure,
great.
man. I mean, of course, here in San Antonio, I mean, it boomed. I mean, houses popping up left and right. I don't think we have any more space for houses, so it'll probably be like New York. We'll start going up, It's,
Right?
but yeah, man. I mean, the city has blown up. I mean, I haven't been in Dallas in years. I mean, I used to go out there for events. I know a lot of friends out there, but I mean, when you guys you guys were living in Houston. So why Dallas? I mean, what was it that
No,
moved
we
you?
were in Oregon.
Okay, but I thought you guys were just the event was in Houston. Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what we do is we actually move the tour every year.
Oh,
So
okay.
last year it was in Dallas, this year it's in Houston, and next year it's going to be in Austin and San Antonio.
Yes, I know you had mentioned that, and I'm like, bro, I can't wait, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, for something like that, I'm definitely interested, especially
Yep.
if it's local. And it's like, I have a lot of friends from Corpus, from Houston.
Oh yeah.
They're always coming down and taking pictures on the Riverwalk, and I'm like, man, I'm here, and I haven't been in the Riverwalk like in 10 years, man. My kids were younger. I used to take them out there. We act like tourists, literally, man. Like they'd be
Right.
asking people for directions, and I'm like, man, y'all get out of there. But yeah, but I haven't been out there in a while. Downtown area, of course. It's always great, but
Yeah.
right now it's hot, so
Yeah.
I won't be out there anytime soon.
No. No, and that's one of the things is we actually try to we put the tour where the hotel is. We usually put that by the airport since we do have people that come from all over. But we also try to get it near something fun or at least stores and food and stuff like that so people can, go enjoy that type of thing. But that's one of the things that we also do is once we know where we're going, we'll tell people like we've got some people coming down from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and they're going to come down here and they're going to stay in Houston for for several days after, so they
Right.
can do some stuff in Houston.
Yeah.
You've got NASA, you've got you've got a lot of nightlife there. I'm looking forward to doing San Antonio because of the nightlife. I know that there's a lot to do there as well. So it's we like going to these as well as even as the owner, I like going to it because I get to experience new places.
Yeah.
All the haunts that we're going to this year, I haven't even seen yet. So it's
Oh,
not like I've seen them and I'm like, I know where this is going to be. And I know this one. I'm going to be right there with all of our patrons going, this is so cool. Like as soon as I get off the bus and I've head counted everybody and I know how many people are going, I give you all your tickets. I'm right there with you being just as excited to go through it. So, it's play for me as well. It's not right now is work, but once it's going on, then it's play.
oh no, for sure, man. That's kind of cool that you get to experience that too, because you're going to be getting the same reaction everybody else is.
Mhm. Yep. People love going to haunted houses with me. I've been to well over 60 or 70 haunted houses all over the country, and
Wow.
every single time I still get hit by a lot of the different actors. And there's the one scene that I always get, and people love it when they're with me because even though I know what's going to happen, it's those rooms where you have a lined up bunch of like figures, and they're all
Yeah.
dressed exactly the same. They got the hoods on, or whatever the people have dressed up. Every single one of them's the same except for one. And I start walking, and I go, one of you's gonna get out at me, one of you's gonna jump at me, and I'm like setting up the actor, like, you need to get me because it doesn't matter how much I psych myself out, you're still gonna get me. And they do every time. I even look down to see which one's wearing shoes and stuff. The good haunts will put their actors in the same shoes that are on the other characters.
Yeah.
But I still get hit every time, and I am not ashamed to admit that I scream like a little girl sometimes. I curse a lot. I curse a lot in haunted houses because they get me, and I stop acting like a haunter when I go in because I want to get hit by it. I don't want to go, oh, I know what that's going to do, because that ruins it for me and the people I'm with. And I'm like, no, I want to go in and experience it like they intend. And so I just kind of drop all that, I know Halloween stuff, once I get there.
No, for sure. You said I have not been to a haunted house in years. It's been years, and it's not because my thing is when my kids were younger, I would always take them I wouldn't take them places I don't want them at, So of course we go to the Fiesta Texas haunted house. We used to go to like small ones just for them, But I don't know. My thing was if they were having fun, I'm having fun. So if they enjoyed it, I'm like, man, let's go. I was all for it, man. But since they've been older, I haven't really been. I gotta bring that up to them. Tell them like, hey, if you guys come down, tell them, you know what, we're gonna take this tour. Go out there and enjoy it.
Yeah. It's next year when we go to. There's a home haunt in Austin that we're going to. It's called Fatal Fear, and it is. I've been told that it is a pro haunted house that is stuck in a backyard. You actually go through part of their house. You go into their backyard, into their side yard. It is, I mean, I've just been told up and down that this place is amazing. And so I'm going to go check it out this year because I'm so close now that I'm like, I'm just itching to go see this place. But they kind of change it up every year. So I'm like, good, then I can see a new one next year. But that's one of the things that we do versus some of the other haunt tours is they'll go to like all the big ones.
Yeah.
And that's it. We like to bring in some of the smaller ones. Like I had never heard of Phobia before at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, let's put on some of these not giant haunts that do all their mass marketing. Everybody knows them and stuff like that. We also want people to experience what some of the smaller, haunts have to offer, because I've been blown away by some of these smaller haunts that were like in the Northwest. There was one that just, like an Elks Lodge ran. And it was huge. You went upstairs and downstairs, and the theme went from the parking lot to when you left. And it was just awesome. Nobody else outside of like a 10-mile radius had ever even heard of them, and I took the tour there, and everybody, they were like, that was the best one. Damn. And, so to include some of these smaller haunts, it gives them a big boost. Like, oh, we're on this big bus tour. Like, we didn't think we were that big. And it's like, no, you don't have to think you're big. Just be awesome, because I want our patrons to see that there's a lot of different styles of haunted houses.
Right.
Not just these big mega, technological haunts that are out there now. You got some small ones that are still doing your, 1980s scare styles and stuff like that, So
no, you see, and that's I'm a big fan. I mean, of course, I grew up in the 80s. I mean, I was born in the 70s, but the 80s was when it comes to movies, 80s, 90s, man. I mean, so something like that would definitely, I would definitely get a kick out of, it's just one of the things I was going to say, because I am a contract delivery driver. I've been to houses that were like haunted houses, bro. So I don't know, man. I've been scared, going into some of these houses here locally. They look like freaking murder scene. I mean, it's crazy. I wouldn't even describe what I see, but it's pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, but other than that, I have not been to a haunted house in years. And I mean, if you guys, for sure, this is going to be next year when you guys come to Austin and San Antonio.
Yep, it'll be the 11th, 12th, and 13th of October next year. Because we're also going to add another city next year. We're going to go up to Philadelphia.
Oh wow!
And so we're going to do some haunts up there, and we can't announce the haunts yet. We have an agreement with another event up there. We're going to be at the East Coast Haunters Convention in April next year, and we're going to announce it there. So we'll announce it. It's like the very end of April. We'll announce the tour. But yeah, so we'll be in Philadelphia the last weekend of September, and then 2 weeks later we'll be down in Austin and San Antonio. So we're going to put the hotel will be in Austin, only because there's only really there's only two haunts in the San Antonio area that we can hit. Right. And so the other ones are in Austin. So we would have people drive up to Austin to do the, sit at the hotel. And so we'll figure out that logistics, but, cause Austin's only Isn't it like an hour?
From here with no traffic, yes. With
Okay.
traffic, maybe an hour and 30. It just
Okay.
depends. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a straight shot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I know a business owner in the middle of downtown in San Antonio, man. So if you guys did need a spot to go and park or pick people up, even from here, like we'll definitely be in touch and talk about that because they're they're right in the downtown area, man. A lot of parking, so definitely
Yeah, we
accommodate.
could even go along and maybe offer a ticket that would just be for the San Antonio night of it
Right.
and say, hey, if you just want to be at San Antonio, we will bring down our people from Austin
Yeah.
and we'll have room on the bus because you would have already bought a ticket and we'll drive to this spot, pick everybody up from there, go to the haunts, drop you back off at that spot, and then the rest of us will head back up to Austin. So that's one of the I've worked in logistics for a long time, and so doing this type of a tour just kind of fell naturally to me, and I was like, well, yeah, I could figure out how to maneuver people from place to place. But like this year I had Creepy Hollow on another night, and I talked to them, and they go, our thing's like 3 hours long. Like, I mean, if they want to do everything, it needs to be like 3 or 4 hours, and you want to go to another haunt after ours, you're going to cut that other haunt really close, or you're not going to see everything with us. So
Right.
he's like, why don't we just do this and we make it so you're on Saturday night all by yourself,
Yeah.
and we'll do the VIP thing and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no, that's great. Like, because he knows the area more than I do. I
Right.
wasn't even living here yet, and I'm like, well, yeah. And he's like, and we're a little further south of Houston than some of the rest of ones. And he's like, so the driving distance, driving through Houston. And I was like, well, you guys know better than me. So that's what's cool about what I've been able to do with these tours is I've been able to get relationships with a lot of these haunts,
Yeah.
and they're educating me on the area. And I'm just like, I just threw these names out, and they're like, well, let's figure this out. So we all kind of work together, and it worked out all for the best on routing. So, something like that, doing a pickup in the middle on, we would probably do like Saturday night, do San Antonio on Saturday night. And then it would just be, we could even maneuver it where it's some sort of a dinner. We come down from Houston, we get down there at 5, we have, we find a place to have dinner right there or whatever, and then pop up to see some haunts and go
Nice,
from there.
bro.
So,
No,
yeah.
no, for sure, man. We'll definitely talk on that because
Yeah.
one of the things, I mean, of course, you mentioned earlier, man. I mean, from Austin, I've been out there a few times for events, and normally they used to take like 45 minutes, and now that it's gotten bigger and there's more traffic, of course,
Right.
and so now it kind of drags out a little bit, and but I mean, for sure, man. I mean, even if I would definitely be interested in the ones here in San Antonio. That's why I throw out that parking
Yeah.
spot because I could if it happens, and I mean, what is going to happen, but when it does happen, I can meet up and meet you guys out there, man, because I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And bro,
That'll be
let me
awesome.
ask you, when it comes to the Terror Tour, what do you guys do during the year, throughout the year?
Really not a whole lot because we really try to start selling tickets in March. And so it's the beginning of the year that I'm working with the haunts, getting them all situated, finding out pricing they want to charge us and stuff. And then it's just a lot of marketing and going to conventions. I should have been at the Houston Horror Fest this past weekend, but I had not seen that available. And by the time I did see it, the booths were already sold out. And I was like, well, and I'm not even down there yet. So I'm like, I don't know which day I'm going to move there yet. So it was like really cutting it close. But generally we like to go to a couple, like next year we'll be in April, we'll be in Philadelphia for the convention that's over there to then promote that, that tour. But mainly we just, personally myself, I work and then I do, build Halloween stuff. For my yard haunt, I do classes and things like that. But for us as a tour, we really just do a lot of marketing, a lot of computer work.
No, no, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, that's one of the things a lot of people don't see because there's a lot of work behind the scenes. And of
Mhm.
course, for me personally, like I'm not a big fan of that. I got to do it when it comes to marketing, but it's for you guys that can do it and have the patience because that's where all the hard work starts, man. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I love doing marketing. One of my biggest things is to learn stuff, and I never want to stop learning things. And I've learned a lot about marketing, the Facebook ads, People say, well, why don't you run like Instagram ads and things like that? And I was like, well, our ads do run on Instagram, but they don't get a lot of hits, where the Facebook ones get a lot more hits. So, watching the analytics of it and things like that, it's taught me a lot about marketing and what things to say and what type of post to put up. Is it a video post? Is it just a picture? And I can watch how people react to those things.
Right.
And different locations have different reactions to marketing. Dallas last year had a ton of people that would react to the videos and the posts we put up, especially the ads, and very few of them bought tickets. We still had 3/4 of a bus filled, but we didn't, we had a lot of people saying, oh, I want to go. Oh, I want to go. And there was a lot of interest. This year with Houston, there's fewer people just saying they want to go or just tagging a friend, where those people are actually engaging with us and they're talking with us like, okay, so I've got this group of 5 or I got this group of 8, and we do group discounts, starting at 8 people, we give a cheaper price. And so they're doing a little more engaging than just tagging their friends. Because then that just, we've noticed, hey, tag your friends. I always try to say something funny on there, like, oh yeah, your friend wants to take you to a haunted house. That must be nice. Or yeah, take your girlfriend. That's a perfect date night, dude. Look, we're solving your date problem right there. So I always try to say something funny. And I haven't had to this year because the majority of the people who have talked on there have asked questions.
Yeah.
So even just 4-hour difference, there's a different type of reaction to stuff. But I love, my wife helped me make our like budget spreadsheet, and everything populates between like 7 different Excel spreadsheets. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't know how you did all that, but it works. I type in one thing, somebody buys a ticket, I type it in, and woo, it goes to the other pages, and I'm just like, you're amazing.
Right. No, yeah. You see, somebody like that is definitely needed. I mean, I try to learn as much as possible as well, but I mean, there's so much stuff I'm still learning on my phone. It's like
Right.
I'm just like, oh man, I could do this. Like I had no idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm learning every day. But let me ask you. Earlier, you were talking about a lot of times when people take these store, it creates relationships, man. I mean, you get friends for life. Maybe live in the city or outside the city, because just like with me in the fight game, I go to these fights where there's boxing, MMA, and it's like I meet people that I only meet at the events. I have them on Facebook, I have them on Instagram, but it's like every time I see them, I'm like, hey man, you're back,
Right.
or it's like one of those where it's like, hey, are you going to be in Houston next weekend for the fight? And I'm like, yeah, and then I see him again in Houston, and then I see him in Dallas, and then I see him again. So it's pretty cool, man. It's like a reunion, so
Yeah.
that's one of the things. But the reason I'm bringing that up, because also I'm pretty sure, because you guys are working with a lot of haunts that are local, I'm pretty sure it creates a lot of business relationships also, because now these guys are get to know each other and prepare together or work together for events, because of course everybody wants to. It's a business, so people want to make money, but at the same time they want to keep growing, because you got to invest a lot of this money back, and for props and more actors and whatnot. So and that's
We've actually had in the Northwest tours that we had a couple people that were on the tour that ended up going back and being actors later on in the season. And they were like,
nice.
can we come act? And they're like, yeah, come on. I mean, haunts don't turn down actors. I mean, unless you're crappy, they need actors, because somebody's going to call in sick every night. So they need somebody else in the background. But we've had the last 2 years, we have one of the sales rep from Froggy's Fog. He goes on the tour with us. So he gets to go to the haunts. He gets to, where all the haunts that are on our tour buy stuff from them. And so he gets to go and, say, hey, is everything going good? And talk to the owner a little bit. So, that relationship is strengthened a little bit there. So they sponsor our tour, but then they also use it for their own networking, which is great. But we've had owners and actors and stuff like that become friends with people on our tour. We've had, it was a couple years ago, somebody won a projection kit. You can put the projections in your window and have the ghosts be in your window and stuff like that. And they had never done anything in their yard before. Never done any Halloween display. They just went to haunted houses. And they're like, well, I got this kit now that I can put up in my window. They have a graveyard in their yard now. They have stuff from Home Depot in their yard. They just got the bug because they won that prize. And they had never thought, I didn't know I could like really do stuff in my yard. I've seen other people do it, but I didn't think I could. And now I got this cool thing to kind of bring people in. It's real flashy, and kids love watching the little videos and stuff. And, so even the prizes from the vendors And then of course, they'll go home and they'll put that up and they'll tag the vendor,
Yeah.
where they'll tag the friend that was on the bus with them that taught them how to do this, or said, hey, try this with your tombstones, or try this with your, with this 12-foot skeleton. They will talk to, and they'll be like, well, yeah, this person showed me that. And so just the friendships just grow. And there's a bunch of them that go every year, and that is their reunion. They go to hang out with the people because they know every year those people are going to go on the tour. And they're like, well, I'm going because I know that this person's going. And so they have a blast hanging out together. They'll plan things for the daytime. They'll be like, well, we're going to go to this store and this store and this store. We're going to go to this event or something like that. So they'll do like escape rooms as a group, outside of what the tour is doing. And, so that really makes our community even stronger. And then we bring other people in, that are normals. We like to call them.
You see, and one of the cool things about it, because a lot of people like myself, I do have product that I sell, and I'm actually working on something, and I won't say it yet, but if it comes by the end of this month, and I'll definitely be talking to you guys about putting some of this stuff in y'all's bag, for treats for these guests.
Yeah.
But one of the things too is that a lot of these people are business owners, so they might be interested in sponsoring maybe next year. You never know.
Yep. We've had that happen. That's how the guy decided to do the hotel sponsor. He's been on the tour every year, and he's like, well, I'm gonna be on this tour anyways, and I really enjoy it. I like what you guys are doing. I see what you produce when you do have sponsors and how you engage with them. So why not? So we love, and generally what we do is last year we started doing this. We send out a bag of our stuff that we gave to everybody. We send that to the sponsor as well. So every sponsor is going to get one of the swag bags with the other sponsor stuff in it as well. So, so that's
man,
of course with that.
No, for sure, man. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and post that poster up, of course, for everybody that's watching. This is you guys. And of course, it's going to happen October 6th through the 8th. So it's a 3-night tour, Terror Tour 2023, of course. And these are just some of the sponsors that you guys are working with now. But of course, you guys are still adding as the day goes, right?
Yeah, we just got one. We just got Ned's LED lights. They're going to do a little keychain. Yes. We got the Texas Haunters Convention, which is in July every year in Dallas. They're giving us. I just got it in yesterday. It's it's a coaster, because everything in Texas sweats. Every cup you have sweats, so you need coasters. So that's, everybody's going to get one of those ornaments. They're Halloween Christmas ornaments. They're giving us an ornament for everybody that they just signed on a little while ago. So yeah, we get it's every couple of weeks or every week or so we'll get somebody saying like, hey, we want to do this, so we accept sponsors up until pretty much we put stuff in the swag bags. And then if they want to do it after that, they either got to bring us the stuff to the hotel and then we'll put it in the bag. So pretty much like Saturday at like 10 a.m. of the tours are cutoff sponsors.
No, for sure, man. And of course, everybody enjoys the treats. I enjoy free stuff, so this is just perks that people are going to get on top of that. So, why not, man? But yeah, man. Of course, this is going to be for you guys. And I gotta ask, who's going to be driving the bus, bro? Is it the same person every time, or is it a different?
No, we have a bus company this year, and we get a different one every year. Because some of the bus companies don't work in different cities, and so they give us a driver every year. We do tell them that they are going to haunted houses. We do have the bus driver goes with us through the haunts if they want to.
Oh, nice.
So that's a perk of the job. Last year we had a guy do the second night, and he was so excited to go on these two. He was like, I can't. When I saw that it was a haunted house tour, I begged to go on it. And he was such a great driver. He was engaging with all of us. We had one driver who said he thought we couldn't drink on the bus. He was like, no, you can't drink on the bus. He was only about 6 months into the job. And he's like, no, you can't drink on the bus. And I was like, this piece of paper says I can. And I go, I got people here with bags of drinks and stuff ready to go. And I go, but we always say in our because everybody gets like a packet before, in the email, they'll get like an itinerary. And on it says, the haunts can refuse you service and I can refuse you service if you are too drunk. you
Oh
know, and we've never had that problem. We're all adults. Everybody pretty much handles themselves really well. Because you want to go to haunted houses, you don't want to be drunk. You know, you don't want to go around, you know, so having a couple drinks on the bus, you know, we'll have people pass around the little shot bottles and things like
right.
that, or Jello shots. You know, we had Jello shots last year. You know, so you know, everybody's real cool with that. But he was like, no, there's no drinking on the bus, and I'm like, oh, you got like 60 people right here that are not going to be very happy with you. So he called up his boss, and they were like, no, they're fine. They have the permit for it, and they are long time, you know, bus buyers from us. So, but ever since, you know, that was the only time that we ever had, and he ended up being an awesome bus driver. He you know, he was great. So it we have a lot of fun on the bus. Usually, you know, either he'll play, you know, we'll let them play music. You know, he'll play Halloween music on there or something like that, and you know, it.
And I was gonna say too, because I mean that's cool. That's one of the perks that they get to do because I
Mhm.
mean they could have sat on the bus and just waited for everybody else, but they get to go out there and enjoy it,
Yep.
man. Why not? That's actually pretty cool that you guys allowed that.
Yep. 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 Yeah. Usually, sometimes the haunt will come up and say, no, your bus driver's getting into,
Yeah.
like, and then we don't even have to pay for it. But other years we've offered to pay for it, and you know, and we just add them into the cost. And but usually the haunts will be like, no, they're helping you guys out. They're helping us out. You know, let's let them in right along with you. You know, so
Well,
you
for
know,
sure,
that's
man. And I was gonna say too, man, because one of the things is this local company that I'm working with, man, Alamo Distilling Company. It's actually a local liquor company here in San Antonio, man. So definitely, I'll give you their info. You
yeah,
know, you
nice.
guys going to be
Okay.
here next year.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd be interested in working something with you guys. But there's a lot of opportunity, man, especially in San Antonio. I mean, there's a lot of local historical, like haunted tales, haunted, whatever you want to call them. But there's a lot of history here in San Antonio, and a lot of them
Yeah.
still out there. So I mean, of course, I'm a sucker for all that, dude. I love it. Because I grew up here. I know a lot of the spots, but I mean, when it comes to haunted houses, I mean, hotels, you name it. They're all over the place, all over the world. But here in San Antonio, of course, there's a lot of it. You were saying there was only two that you guys would be able to get into.
Yeah, I think because of the logistics of how far some of them are apart, because we generally
Yeah,
have a deal where we don't want to be on the bus for more than an hour between
right.
haunts or from the hotel to a haunt, because you start losing people. You know, they start falling asleep. They get kind of bored. You
Yeah,
know, and it's like, you know, we want to go bam, bam, bam. You know, if the road home is an hour or the road to the first haunt's an hour, that's
right.
usually fine. Everybody's, you know, still pretty energetic, but in between haunts, but yeah, Austin actually has more haunted houses than San Antonio
Yeah.
does.
Oh yeah.
Um, and so, you know, we saw that and we were like, well, okay, we can't spend, because we would have had to go to Austin 2 nights if we
Yeah.
stayed in San Antonio. So we're like, well, we'll stay in Austin, do the 2 nights there, and do one night in San Antonio.
Right.
You know, but we're basically, the idea is that we're going to move around Texas for the next probably like at least 10 years. So like after San Antonio and Houston, we're going to go to probably Longview, and we'll do
Yeah.
Longview and Tyler. There's some out there. Then we'll come back to Dallas, and we'll just kind of just do a big circle around, you know, and you know, hit some of these haunts, because Houston has more haunts, Dallas has more haunts that because we don't like to do repeats. You know,
Right.
every once in a while we'll add a repeat on because it makes sense. It's right there
Right.
next to it or
Right.
something like that logistically. Or it's a fan favorite. Everybody loved it, so we're like, yeah, let's put it on there. It's a marketing thing, you know. Um, so, but yeah, we'll definitely be in San Antonio at least 2 or 3 times.
Cool, man. Well, definitely, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. And
Yeah.
earlier you were saying, I mean, you guys are allowed to drink on the bus. Are there things that are not allowed on the bus?
Uh, extreme nudity. I won't say
Yeah.
that there won't be a random mooning or something like that, as you know, as people are walking by. You know, you never know if you get that silly guy on the tour. But now, you know, generally not. We have a great bunch of people on there. Just, you know, as long as you're being an adult and you're being respectful. It's I like to say, you know, it's not just my name on the line. There's a lot of people on this bus that other haunters know, and a lot of our
Right.
community know. And if you're looking, you're looking pretty dumb on there doing something stupid, you know. But we head count everybody, so we know, how many people are on the bus. We head count as you leave. We head count as you come back. We don't leave anybody behind. We let people, if somebody doesn't want to use the bathroom on the bus, I totally get that. It's this big, we go ahead, use the bathroom before we leave the haunt or right as we get in or something like that. So we're a very laid back tour because I'm pretty relaxed and laid back. I have a lot of patience, and I don't like being rushed. And I want you to experience the whole thing, and that includes being on the bus. So we'll play games on there. We'll have trivia. We'll we'll talk to people and stuff like that. We'll have we've done karaoke before, things like that. So it's we have too much fun for anybody to do anything bad, pretty much.
Right. No, yeah, I keep everybody entertained, like you said. I mean, no long drives, so nobody gets bored, so that makes sense.
Yep.
But my man, I do appreciate this, man. I mean, I appreciate you guys or you jumping on here, telling us a little bit about the Terra Tours that's going to happen this year, of course, in Houston. Looking forward to next year, man. I mean, it's a whole year, but I mean, I wish I could make it this year. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe if things clear up, I'll be able to, go out there. I know you guys the bus is full already, or still open?
No, we have. We're right at about 30 people right now, and so we've got 54 seats on the bus. Well, 52 because I need room for me and my stuff and my partner. So, but yeah, we still have room on the bus. So
okay, cool. So of course, those interested, of course, they can go ahead and get on the website and purchase ASAP. Correct?
Yep.
Cool, man.
And everybody who buys a ticket also gets a T-shirt that is in your size. You don't just get I'm not picking your size for you. And it's a special T-shirt that is just for this year's tour. Nice. So every year we have a designer that makes a shirt just for that year, and then all the sponsors and the haunts are on the back.
Right.
And so it's like a concert T-shirt. So you're the only one that has one. So.
Definitely, and I'm pretty sure everybody that keeps going back keeps collecting these. So I'm pretty sure that's one of the perks. They get to keep collecting them as they go, man. So that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Bro, well, thank you, man. Thank you for jumping on this. I mean, of course, I'm hoping get to bring you back before you guys get everything going. But I did want to ask those questions as far as what people can expect and look forward to this year, man. But welcome to Texas. I mean, it is hot, of course. But in Dallas, man, I mean, you will see snow this year. Every year, but that's pretty cool. But other than that, I hope you get that free time outside to work on these props. And props, is it just for home, or do you do this for other people or companies?
Every once in a while, I'll make something for somebody else. Generally it's more just out of courtesy or just fun to make something for somebody else. I generally, when I make my own stuff, I usually make a how-to video of how I'm making it. And I put it up on I have a YouTube page. It's called Scare Hollow. So I put the video up there, and people can, watch how I do it. And I try to make it in layman's terms, sometimes it gets a little technical, but pretty much I'm just like, what? I don't script anything I ever do. And so I'm just sitting there. I got my camera in one hand and I'm building the prop in the other. I got on a tripod. And so some of it's a little rambly sometimes, but other times I'm like, you're going to do this. But yeah, no, mainly I build the stuff for my own display. And now that I'm here, I have a whole different type of yard setup than I had before. And we got a bunch of stuff from the Spirit Halloween display last year. And so we're going to make a full Frankenstein's lab in our garage.
Oh,
and
nice.
So people will be able to get their pictures taken on the slab, and there'll be bubbles and wires and arcing and all kinds of lab equipment and stuff behind. So it'll be pretty cool. So
no, man, for sure. And of course, when it comes to social media networks, man, I mean, where can people find you guys at? I mean, of course, on Facebook, but are you guys on Instagram?
Yep, we are Terra Tours on Instagram and on Facebook. And we have our website, the terratours.rip. We're not on Twitter or TikTok or anything. We should do TikTok, and we probably will this year. We have a friend of mine goes around and does video for me. And then I edit it together and use it for marketing and stuff like that. But he's on the tour as well, going through the haunts with us. So we don't do a lot of filming because we're having just as much fun, living in the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
But eventually we'll probably need to hire somebody to come and do some promotional videos for us while we're jumping around and so.
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, when it comes to media, I mean, especially combat sports, I'm usually the guy behind the camera doing video, photo. Right. So I don't get to enjoy as much. I mean, I'm watching the fights through a lens, but it's not the same. I mean, of course, you guys want to enjoy it, sit back, and I mean, it makes sense. Hire somebody to just go ahead and, cover these, man. Why not?
Yep. I'm usually the guy behind the camera. That's why I asked my friend how to do it. I'm like, dude, I got to hand out these prizes and everything. I need you to film it. And I was like, I'm gonna just trust you. And he made the video, and it was perfect for me. So
Sweet, man.
it
No, for sure, bro. Well, once again, man, I do thank you for jumping on this, of course, and we'll be talking, catching up one more time. Everybody out there, of course, check out Terror Tours on Facebook, on Instagram, and hopefully TikTok pretty soon. But till next time, thank you.
Thank you.